Rightio. Welcome back to another episode of Idle Talk Podcast.
Here we are.
15. Number 15. We're ripping through them now. So thanks to Octane Apparel and Soham Customs and Supply for sponsoring the podcast. We appreciate it. Keeps us going. Tonight, obviously, we're in a trailer. We're at Summer Nats, though. It is the Wednesday night. So we thought we'd grab Matty Watts. Got a couple of bit of a burnout legend in the scene. Got a few cars. So, thanks for jumping on, man, and giving us your time to talk to us. And
it's my pleasure to be here. We grabbed me on the Wednesday night because I've already been out on Eagle Hawk. There's a bit going on out there, and I'm ready to absolutely launch into this weekend.
Yeah, so grab you at the start.
Other than a minute before I go out to skid, this is probably the best time.
That's probably the same for like a lot of us, especially getting in the Wednesday night because you're like, we can do whatever the fuck we want now.
Like to me, weekends like this is we're here to have a good time. We're here to have a party. So
Definitely.
And you can do it in a controlled environment like this. If you want to obviously drive unregistered cars and shit in the area, you can't get done outside. It's like the perfect setting.
Mate, I live in the country. We can do that whenever we
we will get to that though because I haven't seen you lapping Toronto down the street.
It's full rego, bro.
Is it actually?
Yeah, full rego. We're no worries.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah,
so where are you? Actually, so where are you from then? Like, where do you do that?
So I'm down from. I better not say too much now.
But south of
south. Yeah,
okay.
So south of Melbourne. So
okay.
Down near Geelong.
Yeah.
Near there.
Yeah.
But grew up country kid and country town and sort of with the appreciation of you don't fuck up in your own town or don't fuck up in your own street. You're good. You want to go have fun, you go out the back roads and there's plenty of country roads where I live anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And what do you do for a living? What do you do down there?
I work in a fuel refinery. I'm dual trade. I'm a mechanic and I'm a fitter by trade. But now I'm an operator at a fuel refinery. So basically, I make petrol.
Yeah.
And then burn it too.
Yeah. You're the whole separating, the whole separating and everything.
It's actually grouse job. Love it.
Yeah.
Love everything to do with it. I'm interested in it.
Yeah. Learning how they separate the diesel and all the
my area we make finished blend petrol, we make avgas, we make jet fuel, we make finished product diesel. So there's a bit going on. Got to use your head while you're there. Yeah. And so grouse.
Yeah, sick. And then are you shift work? Are you roster?
Yeah, shift work. So that's in the world of what we do. It's pretty hard because you sort of got to we've got a calendar 2-3 years out. Yeah. And we pick our annual leave 18 months out. So you got to look at the events you really want to do and then fit the ones in between. So that's the hardest part about what I do. Yeah. I've been lucky of late. I've had a little bit of time off, with some parental leave and stuff like that. But at the same time, my partner still works. So
sick. Yeah,
got to do what's best for the family and stuff.
I've got a 5-month-old baby at home now, so I'm starting to figure that lifetime out. That lifestyle
changes everything, man.
Yes. Yeah, I could still do some of that. She's we won't be coming there. I was like, I understand that, but
I'm lucky as hell, man. I've got an awesome partner. My kids are awesome. So that is a little bit easier, but at the same time, you still, even coming away this weekend, you feel guilty as hell. Once you've got the kids, if you didn't have the kids, I'd stay up here for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I come home and Mrs. goes, what took you so long? That, but you've got kids, you're I'm rushing home.
Yeah. My wife was sending me videos today. I left them this morning at 4 a.m. And she's like, we're chilling. My little girl's starting to giggle and stuff. She's only 5.5 months old, and I was like, I can't watch these all weekend. I'm gonna be fucking crying. I was like, I'll see you on Monday, but I was like, I can't keep watching these. But I know what you mean. You do start to feel I'm new to it, but you try and go away and you're like, fuck, should I be doing it? Am I doing the right thing? Or
it's my boy's birthday today.
Oh yeah.
Oh, happy birthday! What's his name?
Luke.
Lukey.
Yeah.
Dedicate this to you, baby.
Three, the big three.
Yeah, grass,
man. And last year, he was been here with us before, but then this year he's not. But it's hard on everyone, and definitely understand what.
And that's right. So originally when I come up here, we group of mates come up here. We get a marquee, had a grouse time. And it was just boys weekend, and then over time, the dudes who we originally started coming up here with didn't do so much in the scene, and then like me and my family, we travel everywhere. Like we're Darwin, Cairns, whatever.
Yeah.
So my missus is like, oh, let's go to Summerhouse. Let's go to Summerhouse. I'm like, oh, but Summerhouse is the boy trip. But
Yeah.
one day. And
Yeah.
I hope you're not watching, Jess. But
If you are, we apologise.
one day soon, like it's gonna be, and I can't
Yeah.
wait. I can't wait till my kids come up here. Like,
Yeah.
Jess sent me a Snapchat last year, the live feed, and my kids are on the TV cabinet. Daddy's car.
Yeah.
Like, and to me, like
awesome.
Yeah.
that brings a new element to what we do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it changes
100%,
the whole
yeah.
event, and then like how you appreciate it all, and and then
Yeah.
obviously like I'm sure like when they are a part of it all, like it just changes that again, like
And then when we're getting
sure.
around the bloody local supermarket and they're wearing my tops, and everyone's goes, "Oh, you got a cool car
Yeah.
top," and it's like, yeah, that's my kids.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, Damo organised a little Idle Talk like onesie for my little girl, like a 6 month to like 12-month-old like little size, and gave it to her last night. And like we stuck it on. I looked at it and I was like, oh man, like, that's fucking sick. Like,
I actually feel bad. Like probably a good friend of the show, like Ryan, he's just done new shirts for me, and I don't have it on right now, but I got them for the kids.
One of our major sponsors.
Yeah.
But
So I got the new shirts for the kids, like for Christmas and that, and they like love it. And I don't know, Jess, once again, I hope you're watching. I folded them and put them in their cupboard, like, so I'm hoping Friday they're wearing them on the TV cabinet, like
Yeah.
Oh,
that
that's awesome.
would bring
Yeah.
like that would make me pretty fucking proud.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
because
100%.
I'm
yeah.
saving Ryan. I'm saving my good ones for tomorrow. I've got heaps more in my ute, but I'll sell them to punters. It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a brand new one in my bag, like a brand new pinky hoodie to break out for like the weekend. And then one of the boys rocked up and was like, I don't have a hoodie. And I was like, oh, I brought 3. And he goes, can I buy one off you? I was like, yep, sure. I was like, and I actually pulled it out. I was like, it's actually still folded how like Ryan Cobb folds them. I'm like, it's actually not worn yet. He's like, was it worth more if you wear it? Or I was like, just take it. Like,
As
it's all
a
good.
carb, like, though, how many black t-shirts and hoodies can you have?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
we just moved house, and Jess is like, man, how many
Just
shirts?
all black.
She goes, you've got so much more clothes than me. And
Yeah.
I'm like, and it's like car. Like,
Yeah.
my whole wardrobe is car shirts, and it's like,
Yep.
I can't throw that out.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
Yeah, but you also go to an event and like you don't even end up wearing your own one. You're wearing like all your mates' ones. You did like you're supporting
Running out of
them
days.
and like running them merch and like. But then you see other people wearing yours, so you're like it all balances out. But yeah, mine's like tiny towing, like all the Winginit ones, like all the boys cuddles and shit. Like this one, it's like, and then mine's like down the end. And my wife's like, "Do you wear yours?" I'm like, well, not really an event. Like, I think people know my face, maybe, or hopefully. But I'm like, yeah, like, I rarely wear my own shit. And it's like, or I wear, like, out to dinner. And she's like, now you wear it, like. But,
no,
yeah.
I've just migrated to, like, anything that I'm not going to wear on a daily basis. I'm putting on a hanger and just, like, hanging around the edge of my shed. Like,
Yeah.
So my shed's like well, actually, my new shed's shit. But it will be all right. Like my old shed, like I take a sign from every event I go to.
Yeah.
Like wherever it be, and I always ask the event organisers. Don't
Oh,
worry.
yeah.
But I take a sign from every event I go to, and like, so I've got mad signs, and I just put them up around the wall. Like my last shed was sick, just moved into a new joint, so
Yeah.
that's to be built. But then so I'm going to start hanging all the shirts that I don't wear on a day-to-day basis around the edge, and I'm like, that's going to be cool as well.
Yeah, that's sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Like even old shirts of my own, like
Yeah.
car club t-shirts, whatever.
Yeah, the ones that, like, you used to make and then, like, you move on.
Every
yeah.
single one of them is a journey. Like every single one of them is like a story to tell, where you've been, where you come from.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying to the
Fucking
boys, like, when I first started out and then Ryan started making, like, I was like, oh, I want to design, like, a pinky one. And it was, like, pink and silver. And then I remember, like, getting the first one, I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I got next one, I'm like, this is the new best one. And, like, every one, I'm like, this is the new best one. It's like, and now I look back at the old ones, I'm like, what was I thinking about those old ones? Like, but obviously, yeah, it's like technology, like, everything changes. And, yeah. But, yeah, like you said, they're all, like, a journey. Look back at where you were and, like, what you've done and color changes, the engine combo changes, like the
And
photos
pink's
change.
in. Like pink's in.
Yeah,
I
started it.
You gotta be a man to wear pink.
That's yeah,
Retro colours, man. Everyone
yeah,
loves it.
yeah. We actually had a conversation in our group chat about like what's going to be the color of like every year of Summer there's like a color that kind of like it hits the scene or like in every car or a lot of cars seems like have it this year. We're like what's this year going to be? I reckon it's got like an orangey sort of tone or something like, I don't know, like the top
Yeah,
60, like, you know what I mean? Like the top 60 always has like a few cars, for some reason, always seem to like work out to be similar.
Top 60 in that hall. So I've had a few mates, been lucky enough to have cars in there. One day, hopefully, I've got a car in there, which I never cared about. But we'll get to that later. Blues, like bright blues and like candy apple reds under them lights. They just pop like crazy.
Yeah.
One of my best mates got a like blue LJ, and every time I seen it under them lights, like he was in there 3-4 times, and every time it was just like, wow.
Yeah,
right.
like it's
amazing.
different to like the sun or like the, like the natural.
Anyway.
Yeah, we were on the drive down today from Newcastle. Like we stayed in Newcastle last night, and on the drive down, a red HQ comes past in a trailer, another one, and then a blue one come past, and the blue had like a deep glitter, like flicker through it. And I looked at Miles, and we're both like, oof. I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's some solid movement from that
Just,
one.
and then he's in the car behind us. Message guy, he's like, "Are we all wet?" And we're like, "Yes." I was like, "Yeah, my tilt tray is fucking puddles right now." Man.
Like, I look at like new cars getting around, and I see like new cars getting around, get like a little bit of inspo from that. I'm like, that color would look sick on an old car.
Yeah. Because the older ones, like the older colors, like they're definitely different.
Pretty basic.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So. I want to know like BLO 202, the Tirana. I think it's like what you sort of definitely got like known for because you skidded it like so long.
Yeah.
So, like, did you have that from like a very young age, or like was it a street car first, then you decided to skid it?
Yep. So like I was 16, get my first car for me learners. Actually, I reckon I was 15 when I first got it. Anyway, get my first car for my learners. In Victoria, I don't know whether it's different where you guys from. So you get your learners 16. So back in the days, trading post. Yeah, I'm not as young as I look. But back in the days of trading post, like I'd been looking for an LJ Tirana for ages. Like I looked at an LX hatch originally, and it was a piece of shit. The one I looked at, and I'm like, nah, LC LJ, because my dad had an LC coupe when he was younger, and I always looked at photos like that. Gorgeous shape.
They are.
Picked up the trading post one Thursday morning at work. I was a 16-year-old apprentice mechanic at the time. I'm like, oh geez, like one of the rare ones that had like the little photo. It's sunburst gold, black down the bottom. I was like, oh geez, that looks alright. Like it was 4-door because when I started looking to when I was ready to buy, like I went from looking at 2 doors to looking at 4 doors to thinking, shit, I can't afford these things. But, and then I rang Dad and I was just like, have you, and he goes, I'm looking at it right now. Like he was on the same page as me.
True.
Literally that weekend, he went and got it, like playing footy.
Right.
I was out playing footy on the Saturday, like, because I knew Dad was going to look at it. And then halfway through the game, I just about fucking subbed myself out because I'd seen it roll in. I'm like, as soon as I finished, had a shower, I just fucking slapped the L plates on it and off we went.
So your first car was that?
So that's my first car, man, and that's why I've got such an attachment to that car.
Awesome. That's understandable.
That's awesome.
Everyone watching is probably like, I didn't realize that was like your first car.
Yeah,
like,
and will always be my baby.
Yeah.
And even ask anyone in my family, like I am a fucking like sad piece of shit when that car is not going like in the corner of the shed broken. That could be in the corner of the shed and I know it runs.
Yeah.
And I could not drive it for 12, 18 months. And I'm happy.
Yeah.
So the minute I know that car's broken, I'm just a emotional sack of shit. Even when Mrs. says to me, she's like, can you fix the car already? Okay, it's going to cost this much. I don't care.
Yeah.
So,
cheer up.
so when you brought it, like obviously like learned to drive in it.
Yeah.
Was it like just a 202?
Nah, 173 5-speed manual. Had these hideous HSV side steps on it and like Rodney Jane racing rings. They weren't Rodney Jane racing rings, but they were hideous. Like, but yeah, like I loved it. As soon as I seen it, I'm like, that car is fucking everything about me. And till I was 20, it was a 173 5-speed manual. Like we tweaked a few things on it. It was grouse fun. Like I blew up a lot of banjo diffs. And then I built I actually, funnily enough, like when I was 16, I used to pit crew for a bloke in the touring car masters.
Oh yeah.
So like,
yep.
like race motor 202s, triple carbies, like they were pretty serious things back then. Like they would drag off nearly everything on the road at the time.
Yeah.
So I built pretty much his spec engine. He had Webers. I put SUs on it from a street car, but it was still a 5-speed manual Celica box banjo diff, and I think it was like a month and a half. I'd gone through like 18 banjo centers, and I'm like, oh, bro, I gotta fix this. And I thought I was on top of it. It was like you get moving a little bit and then drop the clutch, and no worries. But yeah, no, they still said no worries. So
far out.
Wow.
Yeah, so
after 18, you're like, I've got a problem.
Yeah. So like I'm sorry, Holden fans. I'm probably one of the reasons that you can't find them anymore. So then I built a banjo. I built a ball warner for it, and that's the ball warner that's still in the car now.
Fuck. Yeah, okay. So it's not a 9-inch or nothing like under the rear.
No,
yeah, right.
Still in it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, nice.
And then you decided like you're going to skid it.
Yeah, so
you put the
that all come about like obviously
a while later,
being a punk kid and whatever, you're having fun on the back roads and country kid. Yeah. Your dad always said never shit in your own nest, so we'd go out back roads. We were never upsetting anyone.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like one thing led to another, and I think it was my first trip up here. I seen like Adam Slorat getting around in like Numbnuts and Ben Falk in 6-pot, and I was like, I'm putting a blower on this thing. But that also goes back to Dad had a picture on his wall, like Street Machine. It was one of the red 6-cylinder Tirana with a blower on it from way back when.
Yep.
I forget the number plates right now, but I was like, I want to put a blower on my car.
Yeah.
And then after my first trip to Summernats, that all come about. Put that on. We went to Avalon one day, which was like, there was a burnout comp on, and my car club was just like driving through doing a display, and I like did a bit of a, clutch off at the time. It was still a manual, and everyone's like, "Wow, that thing's sick!" And I was like, got the bug, and
yeah, that's sick.
And then I started eating clutches.
I gotta do something about this.
Yes. So I come up here. I think the first year was like that I actually entered the skid comp. It was still a manual. And melted the clutch to the ground. Like everyone's like, "Oh, there's spark coming out underneath it." It was just clutch. It was fucked, and from then put an auto in it. One of my mates built that for me, and the rest was sort of like history. I come back and like won a couple of 6-cylinder trophies up here, and just caught the bug big time. Yeah,
and it seems to be like fairly consistent car too. Like for you, like.
Yeah, well, it was sick.
Like it always just seemed to skid. Like you drove it well. Like it was always like just the consistent car. Like
And what's funny, I look back at like the original skids, and I'm like, at the time I thought it was the sickest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And I look back now, and I'm like, man, you couldn't drive a finger up your own ass. It was.
I'm sure we've all had that thought.
But definitely come a long way over the years, and like, the engine that was in it for like 10, 11 years.
Wow.
Shit.
And
wow.
I knew it was breathing heavy one Brashnats, and it rained.
Must be Brashnats thing.
And it rained, and we went out for the final because I made the final. And to make the final a 6-cylinder car, I was like,
at
wow,
Brashnat,
I went out, and then end up. I knew it was due for a fucking birthday, but. I didn't do it, and went out and sent 6-cylinder through the fucking side, and I built a new one. That's when it developed again, got the injection and everything like that, and it's cool as anything, but I haven't quite had the consistency with the injection stuff.
Yeah, okay.
It's
trying to iron out the
it's there, it's there, and it's so much cooler, so much angrier, but it's just just about finding the sweet spot with everything, I suppose.
So you're not done with skidding it? Like you haven't retired it, or like you're just trying to like work out the kinks from the background? And everyone goes,
where is it? It's sitting in the corner of my shed. Yeah. Because I'm happy when I know it's good. And that probably brings around the Corolla chat. Yeah. I built a car to take the piss out of my mates, And then it ended up getting serious real quick. And then I'm like, holy hell, I don't know what it feels like to drive a car that steers good, you know?
Yeah, and that was blow up, like the party Corolla. Yeah. And was that like spare parts and shit like you had laying around? And like,
100%. And that's hence the number plates come about because like good mates like Lynchy, Matty, Alice, like a few of them boys, and they were all like, Alice, and I was like, oh, fuck you, Alice, I'm 202. And then
you're like, it's gonna blow up.
I built it for fun, and I was like, I was actually hoping to launch it in like the first 1 or 2 skids, just to, like a mate of mine gave me the shell, like, and just collected shit, made it work, and then I did like 1 skid, 2 skids, and I'm like, fuck, this is cool, and it drives good. And it was like stock bottom end LS1 with tunnel ram on it, made 300 at the wheels in a Corolla, and it drove awesome. And then it was like, it did like 80 skids, and I didn't change the oil in it once, and I get oil for free.
Oh Jesus Christ!
And it was still going, and I was like,
so didn't change the oil at all.
That's gold. That is awesome.
I do one event and David's like, change your fucking oil. I'm like, yeah, bro.
So then and then it just developed from there, and it's like, shit. I started building a new car for Gasnats a couple of years back, and then me mate, I was like, that's too much work to build a new car. And mate's like, why don't you put a blower on blow up? And I'm like, oh, blow up's a piece of shit. Like, but then we put a blower on it, and it just got like too good too quick.
Yeah.
But it drove so good.
Yeah.
And I didn't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
So it was
I think that's
like,
the key.
It was like the ultimate car, and like, I love that car. Like, it was the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah, when you, I said to the boys, I'm like with that slapper that Damo built me for like the VK before, like the motor's in it now. I was like, it was just supposed to be like a engine in it for like a short amount of time
until we built the good one.
Then I started having fun. We revved the fuck out of it. I was like, this is fun, and it changed my driving style. And I'm like, let's leave it in there and keep having fun. Treat it like absolute shit. 2.5 years go by. Get to Brashnats, started breathing heavy. Rods. I'm like, like, it's all good. It lasts 2.5 years. Everyone's like, you don't seem upset. I'm like, it was the junker, but it just kept going, so I just kept skidding it. Like, we didn't pull it out, didn't open it up to have a look or anything, like, which we probably should have done at some stage. But after Brasher, like last Brasher, I was like, after it, we'll pull it apart, and it didn't go like afterwards. So I was like, like, it is what it is. But yeah, you build like those motors where you don't seem to care about them too much, and they're the best fucking ones you have fun with.
I'll quote a great man right now. Andrew Lynch said to me, the less you fucking care, the better it will be.
Yeah.
And that's that, like, honestly, that's what it comes down to.
You put big money into an engine, but then you don't want it to go bad. So like you seem to like hold back a little bit, or like your whole driving style. I don't know, like for me, I was like, oh fuck, I don't want to blow up like a $25,000 motor. You build like a slap and you're like, if it breaks, we'll fucking chuck another one in there. Like, it definitely changes like your whole sort of style.
I don't know, like guys like us, I think at the end of the day, we don't care so much, but like, you're not holding back, but you care, and it's like you've got that little bit of a like, ooh, I hope I don't hurt this.
Yeah. And that's the thing that creeps into your mind, and you're like, should I hit 7 or should I hit like 6.5? And like,
and that's been a big theme of like what I have now and what I've built going forward, because I know when I started spending, like, the 202 that's in my Tirana now it's worth a bit of money.
Yeah.
And I love every bit of it. But it got to the point where you're like lining up and you're going, oh fuck, I hope I don't hurt this, because if I hurt this, I'm not, like, you know, it's broken for a bit. Like back when it was like a basic as shit thing. You had no cares, and once again you get a few runs on the board, and then you're like, oh, this thing's gonna live forever.
That's what. Yeah, when we drove to Brashnats, I was talking to Ryan. He was in like the pasture of the tilt train. I was like, the car's solid. I just need to learn like to be like faster, like drive and move around the pad better. Like, the car's solid as a rock. On the drive back, I was like, well, it turned out it fucking wasn't that solid. And he's like, he goes, I think you jinxed yourself, because I got so comfortable with just thrashing the shit out of it. And then and like we changed oil in it way more than 80, like way It did like 4
No,
skids.
we changed the oil. He didn't. That's
yeah.
yeah. That's where we went wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, you care.
Yeah. I should have just left the old shit in it. Just burned the methanol out of it and it got hot and like would have been sweet.
Nah, fuck that.
So that thing,
that's impressive, man.
When that Corolla was Aspo, it was 98 pump fuel. And you could, it was like, it was a pisser. It was just one of them things. It's just like, I built it thinking that it was never going to last. And and that engine is in my mate's street car right now, which which I'm about to get back, and I'm going to put it in my son's street car.
Oh, fuck
Jesus. So it's still going.
My son's 3.
So your street car.
I'm going to put it in my son's street car and just drive around, have a bit of fun, and then when he's old enough to drive, he'll get the 186 back.
Fuck yeah.
Right.
Speaking of street cars too, you have is it Black HQ?
Yeah. I've done a few decent street cars over time. Like, obviously my Tirana was my first street car.
Yeah.
Loved it, and it developed, and it was like, once again, still drive it around every now and then. It's not as often as I'd like.
Yeah.
And then, I was sort of like, well, why put all your eggs in one basket? I built a couple of cool street cars, like, lucky enough that they, feature street machine, blah, blah, blah. And then, but I always wanted a HQ Monaro.
Yeah.
Always wanted a HQ Monaro. And, I've got a black, big block HQ Monaro, which... It may not be black forever. That's probably the next thing on the chopping block at the moment.
Yeah, okay.
I'm at the point with that car that I really want to make it really pretty.
Okay. Yeah.
I've never been a huge, really pretty car fan.
Yeah.
Because everything I've got is to drive, enjoy.
Yeah.
I like
that.
I want to go and just melt. Like, at the moment, like, from here to the end of the trailer away, people look at it and go, oh, geez, that car's nice. Like, the paint's got a few flaws, and I love it for that because, like, I roast tyres, have a good time, and it doesn't matter to me. Whereas, its next rendition will hopefully go all right. Like, maybe be like a bit showy, whatever, because I've never gone that route. I've never cared about showy. I've cared about activity.
Yep.
So, we'll see how that ends up. How far the purse string stretch, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
We walked through the top 60 hole, I think, last year, and watching guys, like, on the Thursday morning, I think, like, getting pushed in the judge.
Yeah.
And, like, as the guys, like, pushing, like, the green HQ in, there was, like, 5 guys, like cleaning it as he goes. And I was like, I don't have the, like, attention span, like, to do that. I was like, that's, like, I appreciate it, and I love it, and I love looking at them. I was like, I could never...
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I was like, I could not do that.
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, like you said, like you bang sets on them all the time. Like, I just couldn't do that. Like, it's way too much work for me.
If I was ever lucky enough to do that, like a top 60 car or whatever, I promise by the Sunday it would be on, like, Skid Row. Like,
straight out.
It would be pretty for about 4 days.
And you're like, we're going straight to there.
Because everything's meant to be driven, in my eyes.
Yes.
It's too much time, effort, money sitting in the shed doing fuck all if you're not driving it.
Yeah.
100%.
And I understand, like, like going, like, doing the show scene for like a year or whatever, like, collect like trophies and like, put them on show. Like, I respect it all, but like for me, like the amount of work that goes into them to get them to that level, I'm like, fuck, I don't have, like, not happening. Like, I don't know. I couldn't sit there for, like, I know a guy that he came second here a few years ago. He had Bears 32. It's like a friend of a friend. He spent like 2 weeks polishing it. On the drive down, it rained and like all the work was gone. Yeah, and he got it. He was like, he came second, like the grand champion. But he's like, I fucking spent weeks cleaning it, like, to get it here, and then just the drive down, fucking the rain ruined it all. And I was like, fucking, like, if that was me, I'd be like, it's going to the pad, or it's going to Skid Row. I'd be like, fuck it,
done.
like,
I'm done.
I'd be like, fuck the top 60, we're going, like, But now he drives it like all the time around Brisbane and Goldie and shit. Like, now it's like a street car.
To me, that's what. You build a cool car, and even if it is a showy car, grouse, do the show scene.
Yeah.
But
then, like, drive it.
Enjoy it. Like,
he drag
races. What's the
it.
point of it sitting around in an enclosed trailer or in a fucking closed shed?
I think he's done like drag challenge with it. Drives it like from Brizzy to Goldie, like drives it like a lot on the highway. But he did. I think he did like a few months of like the show scene. But like that initial, like when he debuted it here, that would have broke me if it was like fucking and now it's all fucking gone. Oh. So your colour scheme, it came from like when you originally bought the Tirana, like so that's why you like kept that going.
So my Tirana is factory sunburst gold, so jam colour.
Yeah.
Like LJ jam colour, HQs had the same sunburst gold, and then as a joke, I painted blow up the first Corolla sunburst gold with the blackouts, like taking the piss. Yeah. Once again, I was taking the piss out of the two blokes, and I'll look down this camera. The two blokes I was trying to take the piss out of was Lynch and Matty Ellis, because they're like, LS's will change your life. And I was like, oh, fuck off.
Yes.
They did. Okay, you won.
It's on camera. Yes. Yeah, you can't take it back now.
But yeah, that's why I took the piss. I painted it gold with the blackouts and whatever. And like my mates call it Watsy gold. Like, even my painter mate who mixes the paint for me, like I've got like cans of paint at home, like Watsy gold. But it's actually GM sunburst gold.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's a sick colour scheme. And like now that you've like kept it going, like I think it suits like everything that you're doing. Like it's, to me, it's like your colour scheme. Like it's I'll sit like sort of behind you, like a few cars in the scrutiny. I watch like go ahead. And then like when you come around, like you drove out, I was like, yeah, like that's his fucking colour scheme. Like,
I was actually 100%. Joking with my little brother the other day. He said we should wrap, like, cause I got the black Silverado, and he goes, you should wrap the top half gold, like the match. Oh fuck it. Hey, any wrap sponsors? We're on.
Yeah, hit him up. Yeah,
fuck, like, that'd be cool.
But like,
that towing the trailer was like,
Yep.
No, it's just like, once again, that's me. Like, cause that car is me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't have been the places I've been. I wouldn't have met the people I did without that car, that little gold Tirana. I could be dead, dying on my last knock. I would sell everything I own but the shell of that car. Like bury me in it. Like,
dig a big enough hole and
So that's that little gold Tirana sort of like made me who I am and introduced me to the world that I live. Yeah. And that's like I'll forever pay homage to that. And that everyone goes, like, once again, I've been lucky enough to have some nice cars and like which I've worked hard for, built them and whatever. But the gold Tirana is me, and I will never ever go back from that.
Yeah, 100%. That's good.
Yeah.
Feel that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I think we've already kind of gone through that.
The Corolla build.
Yeah.
Well, where is it now? The party car, like, is that? Did you?
So it sat in the corner of my shed after. So. After last year's Summer Nats, so there was a few very unfortunate events happened last year. Stall was terrible. There was very, very hard thing that we all witnessed.
Yeah.
Then after that, we went to Alice Springs, Power Cruise once again. There was a pretty heavy thing happened there, which that was my first Power Cruise. I was like, oh fuck.
Oh fucking hell.
But I'm driving around in a paddock bomb, with like BMX brakes on it, like bog holding the thing together.
Yeah, okay.
Like roasting tires at stupid speeds, and I thought I've actually got to do something about stepping up the safety of this. Like, I can't just drive this around forever, and like it's grouse on a pad. Drove good, whatever, but never stopped good. It was a slap together car. Like I got given the shell. It was always meant to be a piss take car. It developed and ended up in the fucking gravel trap at Darwin after doing a big power skid, and I was just like, okay, I've got to build a safe car. So after Summer Nats last year, I was like, in my head, that was the last skid I ever did in that car. I decided to build a new car. I actually bought a shell off Lynchy, tubbed, caged Corolla shell, KE30. The very next day, and I'm sorry, like this goes back a long way. The very next day, I got offered the car that I've been chasing for a long time.
Yep.
So, obviously, the car I've got now is originally Melton.
Yep.
Nick's car.
Yep.
So I knew my very first summer nats, I met Nick.
Yeah.
And we were mates. And we spoke a lot years ago, like probably 7, 8 years ago. I tried to buy that car off him. At the time, he wasn't interested. The next year, he was interested, but I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And it just went through the cycle of I was tied up tied up buying shit.
Yeah.
He wanted to sell it, and then anyway, passed hands a few times. Coming into Summer Nats last year, I'd been offered that car back, but I didn't have the money to do it because the dude wanted to sell it as like a complete car. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fast forward. Sorry, long story short. Bought the car off Lynch, got it home, started making a plan. Yep, going to rip into it. Very next day, old mate messaged me, goes, do you want to buy it as a roller? I said, okay, yep, grouse. What do you want for it? And I'm thinking, fuck, I hope I can't. Like, I hope this is not. And he hit me with the price, and it was sort of what I expected. And I was just like, okay, let's do it. Like,
fuck.
Got a truck down from the Gold Coast, didn't even go look at it. I knew the car.
Yeah.
Calm down, like, it's been a burnout car for a long time. It was probably a little bit rougher than I thought, but I had just this grand plan in my head, like, I want to make this car my own with a little bit of a throwback to Nick by Motorex.
Yeah.
So we worked our fucking ring out for 3 months
to get it ready.
And we made it, but what's funny is how you see that car now is how I pictured it 8 years ago when I first spoke to him about buying it off him.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, right, yeah.
So obviously back then...
You always had that vision of like, this is what...
So back then it was black with the orange on top.
And
then he went like... But back then I was like, oh, fuck, like how cool would that be with black with my gold on top?
Yeah.
And then, like one thing led to another. It like ended up with the airbrush and blah, blah, blah. And that was probably some of his darker days, the airbrush and stuff. And everyone that knew him well, and I knew him well as well, is like, let's fuck that off, like, and bring it back to its original state. But I always had in my mind black with the gold.
Yeah, okay.
Like I'm never gonna do black with the orange. That's him.
Yeah.
Black with the gold.
Yep.
And it come up so much better.
Yeah.
I giggled to myself when we painted it in the bay, like, cause it was the picture in my head that I wanted it to be.
Just exactly.
But I was like, is it gonna look any good?
Yeah.
When we put the base of black over, I was like, oh fuck, it looks good all black. Like, tub Corolla sitting on its ass, and I'm like, fuck, that looks good. And
you're like, do we stop here?
When we put the black, when we put the gold on top, I was just like, that's just the picture I had in my head for forever, and it just worked.
Yeah, like I said, like before, like your color scheme. Like I can't even imagine a car that would look shit on. Like,
probably lots.
But I don't know. Like when we saw you today, like we were all lined up together, like in scrutineering, and you rolled through. And we saw I could see like from your trail, like the back half of it. I was like, it looks fucking mint. Like I love everything about it.
What's funny is when I first got my LJ, which is Sunburst Gold, everyone's like, oh, it's mustard. It's mustard.
Oh,
and I was like, I fell in love with it from the get-go. Like, because it's like, it was cool because it just had that, I don't know. It had me from the get-go.
It's an old color, but like you're being able to continue that on. It's and it doesn't look like an old color.
No, and especially when you mix it with like a black.
Yeah.
When you got like a major, like that's
Just
what's cool about
out.
the new car. So the party car was the same, like majority gold, a little bit of black. Where this is, like, it was a little bit of left field. I didn't know how it was going to look. More black with a little bit of gold.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is cool as fuck. Like, I love it. Like,
So you mentioned, Gazanats ended up in the sand trap.
Yeah.
What? How much of fucking this was going on when that happened? Because I'm pretty sure everyone in the scene saw the video and was like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah.
Like, did you think about like turning? Because I haven't been there, but I think it's like a left-hand turn at the end.
Yeah.
Did you go like?
Turn at the end.
Did you go? I could make that or not.
I knew there was a big gravel trap.
Yeah. Okay.
And I suppose it's probably due to unfortunate circumstances that I knew that gravel slows you down pretty quick. Once upon a time, and people that have known me forever know, like, I put my 202 Tirana in the wall at Winton at well, to me it was turn 1. I think it's officially turn 4, doing a power skid, and it skipped across the gravel into the throttle stuck wide open. And
true.
To me, that was the end of my fucking, like, that was the end of my life. Oh, I've damaged me baby, like, whatever.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks before Gaznats was when, like, the V8 supercars, blah, 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 was there. And I, like, actually had... I don't watch V8 supercars that much, but I seen a few cars go off and they skip them through and they just stop. I'm like, oh, yeah, no worries. And we did the opener.
Like, I could do that.
I did the opener, like, side skid with Hinchy. And I got to the end, I'm like, geez, like, that were standard Corolla brakes. Like,
Fuck.
it didn't,
Yeah.
like, I'm
pumping, like...
pushing them, and it's just not stopping. So, even in the,
yeah, all good.
yeah, even in the test skid, it's like, I drove off in the end, and
Fuck.
I knew it was going to stop. So that one, it was a back-to-back power skid. I had a mate from over west, Brock, next to me, and I got to the end, and the pedal actually went to the ground. Like, I'd obviously bored the brake fluid. The shit brakes.
Yeah.
Far out.
And, like, at first I went, oh, shit. But then I was like, oh, it's going to stop. And I think that was probably my naivety.
Yeah.
And I was sort of, like, half giggling. He was probably shitting himself.
Yeah.
But then, like, there was, like, a little bit of a asphalt runoff, and it hit the gravel, and all of a sudden I started, like, ooh, and it just went, like, dug in. I'm like, oh, beauty.
Fuck.
Again, skip across it. So I had a GPS speedo on that. It was 270 k an hour power skid in a KE 30 Corolla with stock brakes. So
Holy shit.
Jesus.
and anyone doesn't believe me, I got the screenshot of the GPS screen.
Yeah, I was
speedo. So
you posted that.
yeah, because
yeah,
I was like,
did.
I couldn't believe it myself.
Like, yeah,
I was
and you're like, nobody else is going to believe it.
nah.
Yeah.
But and then when you watch the video back, you're like, yeah, that was moving.
Yeah, that video
Shit.
fucking broke the internet. Like, in our scene, for sure. Everyone was like, do you fucking see what, like, Matty Watts just did? And, like, yeah, I remember it just went fucking psycho in our chat. We were like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I was like, I would have been fucking screaming for sure. Because, like, yeah, when you say, like, yeah, it goes to the floor, you're like, oh, like, I'm sure it'll stop. And then, like, after a few seconds, you're like, will it stop? And then, like, your fucking mind starts playing tricks on you. And then, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
Lucky there was a long runoff.
yeah,
that way.
yeah.
Otherwise we might have been in trouble.
Yeah.
But once again, that was one of the catalysts for I need to build a newer, safer car.
Yeah, I think that'll make anyone go, oh, I need to.
Not so much like, I don't know, I back myself in, but it's like if I've got a passenger next to me and I hurt that passenger, I would never live with myself.
Yeah, that's it. Like, if it's just you by yourself, you're like, yeah, it's my own fault, or oh, yeah, I know I did something stupid, or I didn't do this, or I didn't do that. But yeah, if you start, tinkering with somebody else, and like, all right, now I've got responsibility to, for sure. Like, yeah, we all know, like, we all build these cars, and we all know their imperfections, and everyone's like, oh, no, I need to fix that one day. I need to fix that one day. But yeah, you don't want to cause harm to anybody else. Knowing in the back of your mind, like, fuck, I should have done that or something. Like, I definitely understand that for sure. Like, yeah. And everyone that builds a car or has a skid car or any car, really, everyone knows its own little defects. Like,
Well, normally I would only ever take out my mates, but
yeah.
you know what it's like. You get people come up, and once upon a time I was the kid that if someone offered to take me for a drive, I would fucking do backflips. Like,
Yeah.
So if that opportunity arises and I take someone for a drive, but I could not. Like, I want to make sure that person is as safe as they can be.
Yeah.
In my care, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
As well as have a good time.
Yeah, we copped it the other day. We test skidded mine at like one of Damo's mates like farms. He's got like a skid pad in there, and then we test skidded it once, and then the guy was standing there, like the owner of the property. He's like talking to us. He goes, "Oh, you can't leave here with like the set's still on." So we're like, "All right, we'll go and bang him again."
Still airing them tires, mate.
His grandson looks at his granddad who owns the property and goes, "Oh, can I jump in?" And he looks at me, and I was like, "Yeah, like if you want to chuck him in." Because you jump in the back seat, sit in the middle, like just, hold on, don't do anything. And the grandson's like, yeah, like fucking men. And in the video, I didn't realize, but he's like sitting like this the whole time.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we stopped and like blew the set off, and he looks at me and goes, that's the coolest fucking shit I've ever done in my life. And I was like, happy days, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and then
It's just
afterwards,
a
like, we were
fucking awesome
leaving.
feeling.
The grandson was like, thank you. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's all good. Like, it was,
Yeah.
you know, like, we were just there.
Kids
Like,
of the future, man. Kids
yeah.
of the future.
And I was like, I was like, his granddad let us come and test on his farm for like nothing. Like, you know, I was like, if I can take you for a skid and you love it, it's like happy days, dude. Like, it was meant. But yeah, his granddad's like, jump in there, like you'll love it. Yeah, I'm sure we just made another skid up, but he's probably gonna hate us in like 20 years. And he's like, fuck, I'm broke.
What have I fucking done?
You need a piss? Yeah, we can stop for a sec.
We're going to take a quick piss break, and we'll be back in a second. Welcome back from the piss break.
Sorry.
No, we end up all pissing. Even the guests in the back. Fucking piss.
That's my boy Big Steve back there.
Big Steve. Yeah, with a very nice HZ parked outside the trailer too.
Oh yeah.
I saw you drive past him. I'm like, yeah, we're over here.
Well, I'm actually shattered because I was going to drive the Corolla over. Like, I don't know if that would have
been
made
sick.
it.
Yeah.
But that was the whole plan. It's just like, she gets sideways.
That would have been sick.
We ended up driving down to do the bloody police photo shoot and shit, and was like,
yeah.
That was super cool. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah,
no one knows about that.
Yeah. You won't see it.
Question I've been fucking dying to know. How do you even ask this question? It's not even how fun it is, but what do you prefer to drive, the Roller or the Rana?
So, obviously I touched on it a little bit before.
Yeah.
The Tirana is like...
It's the baby.
Sorry?
You're scared to hurt
Yeah,
it.
Tirana's me baby. Like, mate, I am a piece of shit when that car's not going. Like, that car is my emotions. That car is me. But... Tiranas don't drive as good as everyone thinks.
So is on that too? Is the front? Is it all like original or like have you upgraded suspension?
So I had a fair bit of work done to the front end of it, which made it a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's still
it gets so like original Tiranas. Anyone's driven one would. Well, they probably wouldn't know because most people are going around corners and whatever. But like a slow speed, so like on a pad going from one lock to the other, the front sort of folds over, and then the car won't change directions. So on the burnout pad, you pretty much had to let it do what it was going to do and drive around that. And because I'd had it for so long, you got used to that. Like it was.
So you could drive it.
Yeah. But like, say for instance, you said drive to that barrier, turn around, tap your tail lights on the corner, drive away. I'd be making moves back here, like 15 meters away, like to try and put myself in that position.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Whereas the Corolla, you'd just be like.
Sunday drive, arm out the window.
That's where the corner is.
So you love the Tirana a lot more.
Oh,
but
mate.
the Corolla's like easier and probably more like party.
Once again, if I was flat broke on my ass, dead, dying, whatever, I'd sell everything but the shell of that Tirana. Like that is me.
Yep.
But if you said to me, what car would you rather drive on the pad? And
he's like, I know what to answer.
He started.
This even goes to the newest Corolla.
Yeah.
I'd rather drive the shit Corolla.
Yeah.
Because it was so much fun because you didn't care. It actually it drove awesome. The new Corolla.
So blow up, not
blow up.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's.
So is there a difference between blow up and blow on? Like driving, like both Corollas, but
so it was. I think it was like the lack of care,
yeah,
but also like it just everything worked. Like So
yeah.
when I was building that, I obviously spoke to Lynch. He goes, do this, the front end. I did it all. He drove it once. Goes, drive same as my Corolla. And it was mint. Like it was cool. The new Corolla, like it drives very similar, but you got to muscle it a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's just having bigger wheels on the front or it does have a slightly different front end.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, the blow up was the best car I've ever driven.
That's cool.
But I love driving, like the new Corolla. I love driving it, and once again, probably a little bit of that, like timidness comes back to the fact that it is a car that I don't want to fucking smash.
Yeah.
But it's also a car that I want to put in some awkward positions and drive out of it to prove that, hey, you know, you go in the right place.
Yeah. And yeah, I was trying to figure out how to word that as you're saying that. Then it's like, yeah, it's a previous skidder, like Nick skidded it before. So then, like, do you think about that like at all? Like being like, yeah, I want to like not pay tribute to it or like not like the history of it, like that sort of
100%,
shit. Like,
100%.
if you understand what I'm
So
saying.
I don't want to I don't want to smash that car.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And
people
I
seem to know it, like, yeah.
And driving that now, and I don't know, the hardest part is I can't talk to him, obviously, about what's changed from when he had it to now. But I seen that dude put that in the bottom corner of fucking Sydney pad and then, like, drive around the corner. And I was just like, that thing must just steer on rails. And now I've got it. I'm like, And there's a few things that I'm like, I'd love to just connect and go, hey, bro, like... What's different now?
Yeah.
And it's changed hands a couple of times, so like shit might have changed.
Yeah.
I've done everything I can to make it like do what I want it to do.
Yeah.
But you've got to once again, I don't know whether it's just the bigger tire on the front now or whatever, but you just got to muscle it that little bit more.
What's the tire difference?
Like, so the old Corolla had front runners on it. Like every other skid cut, like
okay.
so obviously the Tirana had front runners on it.
Yeah.
The old Corolla had front runners like say like 145s, 165s max.
Okay.
Whereas like these are 205 17s.
Yeah, okay. It's like a substantial difference. So it's like obviously like more rubber on the ground.
Yeah, a few
like,
things different. Like this is like yeah. So it's still.
It's interesting how much that changes, like the behavior
massive.
of the car.
And the other thing too is skidding on like a taller tyre than ever because there's like the car sits very low, bar work low, so obviously taller tyre you got a little bit more grip on the ground. It all makes a difference, and I still am relatively new to it, and I know that I'm going to find the sweet spot with it. It's just about time in the seat.
100%.
Like you look at all the good drivers in our scene, time in the seat.
Like, definitely.
I'll just use for example Rick Fuller.
Yeah.
He's done more skids than anybody, and like,
isn't it your pick was one of your picks to win it this year?
Just touch on that quickly. We have a $50 buy-in on the Masters every year. Yeah. I got him this year.
Yeah,
I won last year on Lynchy. No one else picked Lynchy.
I'll put 50 on Rick, but he does more skids than anyone. Like, and people coming into it go, oh yeah, I could build the sickest car in the world. Yes, you could. But time in the seat is everything. Yeah. And he's done more skids than anyone, knows his way around it. So, like, I know it's all going to come and it's all just time and whatever. Yeah. You just need to know what you're doing. Yeah. But then you also get them freaks like Lynchy. I seen Lynchy fucking go over New Zealand and drive Ricky Island's HZ Ute and make it look like it was fucking a crackerjack toy. Like, And I like to think that I could drive everything, but when it's your first time in the seat, they all behave differently. And the more time you got, better you'll get.
Just comes down to seat time.
Yeah, 100%.
I know, like, definitely, like, being a skidder, like, everyone always asks, like, oh, do you have, like, a plan? You're like, no one has a plan because the second you smash the throttle and the car does what it's
No. Everyone has a plan until you hit the throttle and the plan goes out the fucking window.
But do you, like, you've been around for a long time, you skidded a lot of different pads, like, you're very experienced, like, I believe, like, in the scene, you've skidded, like, 3 different cars, like, you've been fucking everywhere. Do you routinely try and do the same thing, or do you look for, like, landmarks? Because a pro driver told me years ago, he's like, look up. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, some of that's pad, like the grandstand has like humps. He's like, there's 7 of them, and like they're almost as wide as like what the pad is, and you got like the chutes. And I was like, fuck, I wish someone told me that years ago. Or he's like, when you're at the smaller country pads, they got lighting towers. He's like, walk out, look at the lighting towers are, and then when you're skidding, he's like, don't look here. Yeah. He's like, look there and you see, oh, lighting tower. All right, there's a wall. I'll go that way. And I was like, fuck. So like, when you get to like, I think like when you get to like a certain level, people start to like give you not secrets but like tips. And then you're like, oh, fuck, that makes so much sense.
Just
so, like,
changes your whole angle of skidding. Yeah. You're just like, fuck, I wish I'd known that 5 years ago.
I was looking like here, being like, where the fuck was that wall? I can't see it now. But then when you look like above the smoke, like, oh, there's a lighting tower there. I won't go towards that because that's right behind the wall. Like, do you being so many different pads and so many different cars, like, do you have like routines? Like, do you like walk the pad and have a look at it before you skid it, or?
Nah. So my biggest problem is I get way too G'd up. Like I just love being in the moment.
You're like, I'll figure it out.
No, I just get like, like you. And once again, you always have the plan.
Yeah.
And I feel when you've got a car that you don't care about, or like blow up, my perfect example.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did what I wanted to do. I could go, all right, I'm going to that corner, that corner, that corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel I'm slowly getting there with that new car.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you've always got a plan. But my biggest thing is I get way too G'd up. Like and I'm like, oh fuck, oh there's fucking Jono, there's Fredo, like
In the moment.
and like I'm like fucking Donnie from the Thornberries, like I'm just having a fucking good time. And then I forget, like, oh shit, I haven't been to that corner. But
yeah.
At the end of the day, you want to try and
to
visit.
hit corners
If you've got a pad with an entry exit, you want to visit
do
the
both,
exit.
yeah.
So like last year in blow up, I hit the exit chute the fastest I've ever had.
No, I still remember that.
And watching that on film, I'm like,
fuck,
I had some fucking pace on, and like, I fully planned to replicate that Friday, but I might do it. I might fuck up.
Yeah. Or the car might not line up. Yeah.
But then.
Yeah. But in your head, you're already thinking.
You sort of have to drive to where you end up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, I'm not counting rows in fucking seats or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you get smoked out, obviously you got to like
you look up
because you got nothing else to look at.
Yeah.
And,
but I didn't even think about that until someone told me. And I was like, well, that's fucking logical, isn't it? Like,
I love nighttime skids, mostly because of the fucking flames and the sparks and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But you know, if you know there's a light tower there, like, and you get stuck, and you go, all right, I know there's space that way on the pad.
Yeah.
Like I think you can. Yeah, obviously, the good drivers. Once again, I look at guys like
Fuller and
Rick and Ballistic and Lanchy and like guys like that.
Steve Edsel.
Yeah, like they've done it a million times, and
yeah.
I'd like to think one day that I could go, yeah, I've done it a million times. You know where there's space on the pad, but you've also got to, you can't just use that little bit of space. You've got to use that little bit of space and more.
Yeah.
And we're at that level now. We're at that level now where you can't just drive around in the fucking, in the middle and go,
like if this was the corner of a pad and someone's mark's here, you've got to put your mark here.
Yeah, you want to put your bumper in the judge's face.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, all the judges stand in different spots.
Yeah, yeah.
And as a driver at the time, you don't know where they are.
Yeah.
So you want to put your bumper in that corner, that corner. That entry chute, that exit chute.
Do you get like halfway through your skid? Do you go, oh fuck, I haven't touched that corner yet. I need to try and get over there. Or are you thinking about that sort of shit? Like when
there is times that, like, once upon a time, that's probably my biggest downfall. Is I just get way too jet up. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Have fun.
I tipped in that. Like, I tipped in hard.
Yeah.
I hit that exit hard.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where my biggest downfall is. Where like, the dudes who are the best are the dudes
skid
who
to
are
the
like,
criteria. Yeah.
I'm going boop boop
boop
boop, ticking the spots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah.
Like once again, slowly.
Yeah.
You get there, like, because you probably get over that initial rush.
Yeah.
If you've been driving that car long enough or been to that pad enough times.
Yeah.
But, like...
Yeah, you can see...
At the end of the day, I couldn't give this might hurt me one day, but I couldn't give a fuck what the judges think. If I'm there having a good time...
Oh, yeah.
And the crowd's having a good time,
yeah.
and I've sent it, and I'm fucking getting out of the car, and I'm jazzed up...
Yeah, 100%.
And you're jazzed up, and you're jazzed up...
Yeah, 100%.
That's all that fucking matters.
Like,
fuck yeah.
Man,
like, that's what it's all about. And like 100% agree. And then there's all like I believe like exactly the same thing. As long as you're having fun and if you can put it back on the trailer and just still run at the end of the weekend, every fucking box is ticked. Like, bonus, But then there's also like the competitive side in my brain goes, well, there is a criteria.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Do you want to skid to that criteria and give yourself a chance? If you don't, cool, have fun, and like you can't whinge like later. If you do want to give yourself a chance, there's a criteria, tick some boxes, and like.
But I've been to comps in the past where you don't necessarily know, and it's probably once again, it's probably more me not caring. It's probably more me just being happy to be there. Fuck whatever. Like, so to me, slow and steady is dead.
Yeah.
I just want to fucking sit.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I just want to drive. I just want to.
I feel that.
We all
Like-
feel that way.
Yeah.
And once again, I use the fucking perfect example, and it's not just because he's my mate, but like Lynch drives the fuck.
He's
Like,
been my
and-
idol for
but
years.
how many people, like how many people will sit back and talk about his burnout at the end of the weekend?
Yeah.
He like obviously scratched last year
Yeah.
over the winner, like because everyone goes, oh, he fucking sends it, like he drives it. Like,
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's the people's skid that everyone wants to see.
I've been in the car with him. I've been in the car with Rick. I've been in and these are dudes, and they just make it look so easy and just have so
Yeah.
much fun doing it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's fucking.
fuck,
yeah.
if this all gets too political at a high level, I'll go and skid fucking 15 country comps for the year. And have a great time doing it. And,
And bang 10 sets on the weekend and fucking
meet dudes that I've never met before.
Yeah.
And like
yeah.
drink piss with good people. You
Yeah.
know, like
yeah.
Yeah,
that
that's
to me, that's
some
what
of
I
the
got
best
in for
part,
this.
yeah.
Like I got
Yeah.
into this for, and I've been
100%,
some grouse
yeah.
places and met some grouse people, and that's what
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Last year, because I've always been like, while I've been learning, I was like slow and steady. I'll figure out like the car, then I'll figure out like what I'm doing, and then like I'll slowly get faster and faster, and then I'll get confident. Like it kind of builds up. And then I had him in the car in the finals last year, and he goes,
You're bad influence.
I'm
boy.
fucking
he
terrible.
looks at me and goes,
Do you want to come with me Friday?
Sure.
yeah, in the lineup, he goes, what's your plan? I was like, well, I'll sit there, I'll hit limiter in first, I'll go top, hit limiter, I like to creep for like a couple of meters, like build the smoke, and then I'll go off the brake. And he goes, if you're on that brake, he's like, I'm roadboating you out the window in front of fucking everyone. And I was like, whatever, you won't fucking do it. And I was like, started, hit top, hit limiter. I was like, all right, we'll start creeping. In my like peripheral, I just saw him start to do this, and I was like, fuck you, dude. Like, brakes off, and I come in, and it's the fastest, might not be like the fastest ever, but like it's the fastest I've ever hit the pad. But then when I finished, I was like, well, I know I can do it now, and I know the car will do it now. So then I know like next time, like I can just do that again, and I'll get faster and faster. But at the time, I was like, what if the car doesn't turn? Or like you got those doubts. And then I've done it once. I'm like, oh, I'll just fucking do it again. But it's because
I'm
he
just
was
the
like,
confident boost.
yeah,
bro.
he was like, if you do it, I'm gonna embarrass you in front of Summernats. And I was like, fucking, that's not happening. And I literally watched him like raise his arms. I was like, fucking, nope, not happening. And like breaks off. But yeah, like the faster, like you said, like the slowest skids. It's definitely.
It's
I think
it's
like a thing of the
criteria
past,
skidding
like-
in my
Yeah,
mind, and
yeah.
then
Yeah, which like
I get it.
years
Yeah.
past that might be the thing, but I think like, and I hope like last year something to go by.
Yeah.
And we all know, once again, I'm not just using his name because he's a friend of mine, but fucking like Lynch has always been the best driver.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
but last year he did a skid that ticked every box. Like
Yeah.
Smoke, drive, hit every point.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing was the drive, and
Yeah.
that's, I hope where it goes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Like when
you
Granger
could-
did it a couple of years ago, Granger was like fast as fuck.
Oh yeah, that
didn't get
That skid
anywhere.
was
sick, but like, and
But it's like the smoke
nothing
score-
against it. Like
yeah.
it was sick, but you watch that back against the ones that won, and it's like, yes, it.
Yeah.
Your driving was fucking 10 out of 10.
But the smoke scores.
But yeah, they're like you lost here.
Which is where like Lynchy's come undone in the past is like because he's gone
Yeah.
so fast, the smoke
Whereas
score cops a beating.
he might have actually taken
But-
a bit of pace off his skid last year.
but he nailed the
But
smoke.
we didn't necessarily notice because it was
yeah.
still fast.
But he
and
put it
still-
all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's man,
Yeah.
like to
you got to
us,
find that balance.
yeah.
And Lynchy
Drove
nailed it
it.
last year. Yeah.
And once again, like Chris, Ballistic, like
Yeah.
he's like he comes second, 2 NA cars, but he drove that fucking thing. That was the NASCAR one. Like
yeah.
it's and I like to think it comes around to that.
Yeah.
And going back to like your point about like getting off the brake and sending it in,
Yeah.
like a friend of mine, Big John, like he's not skidding anymore, but like he just said to me, once you put it in top, you put your foot under the brake pedal so you don't press it again. And just turn it in, like.
Well, fuck.
It's,
okay.
just, it's like
That's a good idea.
I
Yeah.
just fucking,
That's
like,
ballsy. It's
I just
ballsy.
love
But
that idea.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but
you're going in hot, and you're making it happen.
Because my thing, like I think I'm like definitely still like learning, but I'm like the doubt part was like, what if the car doesn't do what I wanted to do, and then I'm like all of a sudden sending the fuck out of it. I'm like, oh, there's the exit street, and I'm doing 100 mile an hour, whatever. Like, But then like the boys like when you turn it, it's gonna fucking turn. Like it's gonna do it. And I'm like, but just what if it doesn't? And then he's like, I'll fucking embarrass you in front of everyone. And I was like, all right,
that's
I'm
the
gonna
hardest
try
part.
it then.
And goes back to the question earlier about the Tirana and whatever. Like the hardest part is just sending it in.
Yeah.
Because there's times where you might think it might come around straight away.
Yeah.
It might drag through, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, really, to compete at the high level, you've got to be prepared to fucking knock a taillight out.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Yeah.
And that's what it come back to from going from the Tirana to a Corolla is... I can buy a fucking taillight for a Corolla for fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, all of a sudden, Tirana taillights went from being like, I could get one from a mate or whatever. Next minute, you fucking spend $1,000 and putting a couple of taillights and surrounds, and then it's like, ooh, I hate that idea. And you're emotional because you hurt your baby, like.
Yeah.
So, like, I think you've just got to be prepared. If you want to try and push the envelope, if you want to really try and impress people, impress the judges, blah blah blah, you've got to be prepared to,
like possibly
like you're gonna scrape it. You're gonna at some point.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, that's
and once again, I'm bringing up the same name.
Yeah.
But you look at Lynch in the States, and he thought he was in the exit chute of that pad and drove straight in the wall.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
man, I've seen that dude fucking drive that thing like it's a forklift. Like it wasn't due to lack of driving. It was just
he thought he was somewhere that he wasn't.
in the wrong spot, wrong time.
Yeah.
Like
Good, like disorientated for a second, and then,
every single one of the drivers that have done something have had a mishap at some point.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
that you're
pushing the limits.
Yeah, you're putting it in a corner that you don't want to put it in. You're tipping it in a straight that you don't want to tip in. Like.
Yeah. We were saying on the potty we did recently, like I'd like to get your point on this too. Is like so you start an entry chute, you go into the pad, you know the exit chute's like right there, but then because you've done a nut and it puts like smoke in there. You know, like in your heart of hearts, you're like, I know the exit chute's there, but because you can't see it, your brain's like, are you fucking
Depends
sure?
on wind direction.
And then
wind direction's massive.
Yeah, but then you're like, it has to be there. Like I'm looking at like, no, it has to be there. But then because there's a wall of smoke, your brain's like,
it's like,
your brain's like, are you 100%? You're like, no, I'm going off the brake. Like I know it's got to be there. And then it turns out that it is. And you're like, I knew I was right, but it's like, but what if you just weren't right? And like you were over here a meter and like, oh, now it's a fucking wall in front of me.
But
like,
there's times where, like, for myself personally, I'll go back to Red Center Nats a couple of years ago. Like, went out and I was probably on one of my best runs ever there. And I had my mate Rossi next to me, smoked myself out. I said, fuck, don't know where I am. Left or right. Like, and like, it was the whole, I'm looking for the lights, looking up. I couldn't see fuck all. I said, left or right. And he's like, obviously you can't hear bugger all.
Yeah.
And he's going, and I was going, oh, I'm going left. And I just went, boom, straight in the wall.
Oh,
like,
fuck.
But if I had gone right, like...
It's sweet, yeah.
And it probably would have been one of the best skids I ever did on that pad. Like, but it was just like, there's times where you've
like
just
flip a coin and...
You've just got to take that risk. If you want to compete at that level, there's times you've got to take that risk. Like,
So with
there's only a couple of dudes I know that can see through smoke, and Rick Fuller, he's one of them, and I fucking hate you for that. I've been in the car with him, and I'll be like, "Where are we going?" And he's
he looks like he's just like on like grabbing the wheel, just like Sunday driving. I'm going
coolest, calmest motherfucker.
But then like from the outside, you're like, this is. Like in my eyes, he's one of the best that's ever fucking been.
Yeah.
And then when you watch him like on like social media, like YouTube, whatever, you're like, he's just textbook all the time. It's always fucking mental.
Yeah.
But
then you look at him like the inside, he's just like, like I'm just fucking skidding in the car.
I'm going for a drive.
On the outside, you're like to us too. Like it's like you're laying down one of the best kids I've ever fucking seen, and you make it look super easy.
Yeah.
But with passengers, have you got a thing where you're like, help me? Or like don't like
not necessarily.
How do you feel about
like,
or do you like it depend who it is? Or?
I want passengers to have the best fucking time
okay. So you're not like
I just like I might say to them, if you happen to see
if you see this, be like
let
fucking
me know, or if you happen to see that gauge.
Yeah.
But let's face it, I'm not paying attention to gauges.
Yeah.
I grew up with the 202, man. But 202, I drove off the fucking pad with the temperature
say,
gauge
even if
against the fucking needle. Like, okay,
yeah, but like if you
when you get
practice,
to
if you
that
practice on the
point-
wall here, you'd be, like go right, you'd be like, all right, you must know something's like right fucking here. Or,
yeah, like it, and
yeah,
sometimes they might see it before you,
yeah.
but like, yeah, it's like I basically just say to them,
But it's also your car.
have
It's
fun.
your,
Like, say for instance, we're going out tomorrow.
yeah,
You have fun, man. Like, if there's something I don't see,
Yeah.
like, fucking bang me on the leg.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
But
it's your car, and
Yeah.
you're like, then you're like, well, do I fucking trust that you know
Yeah.
what you think you fucking saw, or do I just
Yeah, and
like you
and
said,
that-
like you're
that's
like
not
left or
hard
right,
thing
you're
too,
like, oh,
you know,
yeah,
I might have done 100 skids on that pad, and I
Yeah.
think, I'm in this spot.
Yeah.
You might have done one, and
Yeah.
go, ooh, you're a bit tight. Like,
yeah.
little no, I can, but
Yeah. Like, we were in the exit chute last year in that finals one, like, very fucking road to me. And I wanted to just go around the exit chute, like, once and come back in the pad. And the car went, like, a little bit further. And I was like, I've got to go around again. So I went around again. And then in my head, I was like,
He was fully
Fuck.
fucking lost, and
I
I'm
don't
like,
think... And then he just went
I just went
straight.
like this. He didn't see me, and I just went bang, bang, straight.
go-
And
you
then
go
I pointed
straight.
up at the fucking tower that was right next to us, and then he looked, and he's like, "Yep, off the
So,
brake."
on, like, the exit chute side, like, that red tower, like, where they film. When he's like hitting me his head straight, and then he pointed up, and I saw them, was like, oh, I know exactly where we are. But if he hadn't done that, I was like,
Where are we?
I'm thinking about stopping because I fucking don't know where I am.
speaking about passengers.
Because it went around twice, and I was like, fuck.
Speaking about passengers, and it doesn't happen very much anymore. Full carload skids.
They need to come
Yes,
back.
please.
And I know, like, bloody insurances and stuff.
So is that more like country, like events? Is that still like a country event thing? Like,
Not so much, because, like, a lot of events, country, whatever, are still regulated
Still-
by
yeah,
AASA
okay, yeah.
or whatever. So, like,
Yep.
we've lost...
yeah, the party aspect. Like, and I understand, like, if you got 4 doors, 4 passengers, 100%.
4 doors for more haulers, baby.
But that was my motto. Was a 4-door Tirana as an 18-year-old. Like, come on. Like,
But you go to Northern Nats, man. If you've got as many seatbelts, as many people you can have in it. Like, Lee
Yeah.
Harvey runs the event still. Like, if you can,
don't snitch. Don't snitch.
No, but if you can strap them in, fucking
Yeah.
go. Like, that's a party fucking event. And you do that 3 days in a row.
That's
Like,
why I love Bundaberg,
I'll go back
man.
to
Yeah.
like, so Tassie Nats, man. We had once. I feel like I'm talking about the same people, but we had 5 people. We had 5 people in Lynch's Corolla, and all of it. Like, we got in, it was pitch black because they got a fucking hamster running the fucking wheel to put the lights on. And don't hate me, Tassie guys, you know. Like,
They're like,
there's,
yeah.
there's some cunt with a dolphin torch at the end. And,
Someone's got the Samsung out, like, no, we've all
we
got
jump
lights,
in,
bro.
and we're like, may have had a pretty good day leading into it.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
looked at each
look
other,
at the
and we all
scenery.
had sunnies on our head, and there's like 5 of us. So his car doesn't have a back seat. So there's 2 blokes sitting on a tub,
Fuck.
bloke sitting in the middle, and then 2 blokes sitting in the front. And he goes, "It's Blues Brothers, motherfucker." So we've all gone put the sunnies on,
Oh, fuck yeah.
and I'm sitting in the back going, "How the fuck can this cunt see?" And it was and like, you thought he skidded good last year at fucking the Masters, like. He scored this joint, and I'm just like, I'm going like halfway through going, where
the fuck are we?
And we get out the end, and we're all celebrating like we
Fuck.
fucking just broke out of jail, like we are Blues Brothers, and like that to me, like having the boys just going wild, like.
But it's also the Gia.
fuck,
Like,
yes.
everyone in the
fucking
back, like,
Gia.
pushing and shit there.
I watched
Screaming
one
in the
video,
back.
There was 5 jumped out of his fucking car,
Yeah.
and one person's doing fucking circles on the fucking ground, or like climbed and fell out the fucking back seat or something.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
But,
just
like,
fucking sick.
Some of the best skids I've ever seen, like full carload, and
Yeah.
I hope somehow, somewhere, there's an
Yeah.
insurer that fucking brings
Yeah.
it back, because, like,
100%.
there is nothing, like, Brashnat's one of the best events, but, like, for years, you couldn't have a passenger.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you felt
Yeah,
like,
right.
it's like, you felt like you're kissing your sister. You're going out, and you're having fun, but you got no one to go, fucking, yeah, like,
Yeah.
we got it done, boys. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was shit.
Yeah, you want to get out and, like, high five someone, hug someone, or just even, just, like, cheer.
Just get on the
like,
G
Or
Yeah,
just after it, just
yeah.
like, oh fuck, that was sick. Like we got in that corner. Like,
Yeah.
it's just yeah,
That's
to
why I
me,
feel like there's some like country events that are still like trying to hang on to that of
Yeah.
like when there's 5 dudes that peel out and they're all even in the car when you see the inside footage and they're all just like fucking rocking each other and you're like that's a party. It's a party in the car.
To me, it's about like say for instance, right now we're going out in the car like fucking we're all just like we're all about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Where
Like it's a party in the car, and then you're creating the party for everyone else
Yeah.
outside the car. It's like that's the fucking like
So
the
like
way to
I
go.
heard there's somehow somewhere that we can bring that back. Yeah.
yeah,
Really fucking
for
gross.
sure, 100%.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, we might wrap up. Well, we'll get to the
We've got
last
2
couple
more.
of questions. So yeah, do you want to ask the fucking?
Oh yeah, 2-parter. What's your favourite event on the current calendar? On the current calendar, maybe even the last 5 years of discontinued ones, but like modern events. What's your favourite?
So early days, Gazinat's Collie or Winton PCM because I love the track stuff. Like, to me, like obviously love burnouts. I'm fucking followed it around forever.
Yeah.
But the track stuff, like you're drifting around corners, you're doing power skids. Like power skids to me is the fucking biggest rush.
Yeah.
Whether it be on or off track, like
Yes.
it's just like that fucking. So much could go wrong so quickly, but you are on top of it. So probably at the moment would be Gazinat's Darwin because it's that event for us, very power cruisy style, but I feel like it's tailored to burnout guys because you, like most burnout guys, know Gaz and Deb and everyone else that's there. And
So it's like run by
and
skid up.
you're in Darwin. It's fucking best place in the world. Like drink like outside of the event, you're drinking, having a good time, seeing sick stuff. Get that track time as well as high level burnouts, power skids, blah blah blah. I haven't been to one of Ryan's Fridays yet. I'd love to get there.
I was about to say you will fucking.
It's pretty much
throw
our
off it.
local.
Because I went to once again Power Cruise last year was my first ever Power Cruise, and since I was fucking knee high to grasshopper, I wanted to go to fucking Power Cruise and loved it. Like had a great time, but I feel it's an event for everyone where like people in our scene. Like Gazinat's is way more tailored to us.
Yeah.
Like, because we
I
can
feel that,
get a
yeah.
little bit loose. You know the people
Yeah.
around you.
And Fridays is tailored to the similar aspect.
When I was growing up, like we had PCM down home, fucking mint. Like, but then it sort of got overtaken by dickheads that were just doing the wrong thing, and then got shut down. That stuff I love.
Yeah.
Obviously, in terms of a skid event, you can't beat some of that.
Yeah.
Sydney pad's always fucking sick, but to me, like close to home, like loose nats, which may or may not ever come about again after some shit went down. Like obviously very very close to Russ and Elise.
Yeah.
Grouse venue. The thing I love the most about that country. No reception, so people didn't walk around with their phone jammed up their ass. It was like live in the moment, have a fucking good time. That's like I just love having a good time with the boys.
An
Like,
event that's
having
got a
with
good
people,
feeling. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
So
if you can feed off everyone that's there and everyone's having a good time, it's like let's just keep this shit going. Like 100%.
sorry for the long answer, but
no.
probably like love the track stuff.
Guys and ass,
Like,
yeah.
love the track
Yeah,
stuff. Other than that, I might like. There's probably a time where I'll probably just go back to just doing country events.
Yeah.
Just no fuss, no shit. I don't give a fuck if someone wins. Someone wins $100 or fucking $10,000.
Yeah.
I want everyone there to be having a good time and just living in the moment.
I reckon you would
oath.
fucking froth a Friday's event at Queensland Race.
Yeah.
And it's only the distance.
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
have.
100%. Like
I'm a shift worker. I've got a young family.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've said to Ryan, I'm like, man, I'd love to be there.
yeah,
And there may even be a point in time where the car
Yeah,
goes up for a event and stays up.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll come
my
down.
missus' family's got, my missus got family on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Why just go, well.
I'll come down, pick up my tilt tray. I'll bring it back, and then you can just bring your family up, and then But it's like he guarantees you like I think it's like a minimum of like 6 hours track time.
Run out of fuel and tires, guaranteed.
Yeah, I've taken 7 sets before, and then by 11 a.m. I was like,
They're gone.
well, I'm done. And he's like, what do you mean you're done? I'm like, well, I've got 2 for the skids tonight, but my other 5 have done on the track. He's like, it's not even midday yet. And I'm like,
But that's
and I'm like, and I'm running out of methanol. He's like, well, bring more. I'm like, oh, fucking what? Like,
that is 100%
like-
the shit that's the best.
you can't get that anywhere else.
I've never been to another event where I'm sick of driving my car at the end of the day.
And by that,
no such thing.
and by that 11 a.m. when I'd run out of 5 sets, there was 2 like track times that I didn't go and do. So like I needed to take like 13, 14 sets to be able to do like
for
every
one
track
fucking
thing.
day.
And probably 600 liters of
And that was
fucking
probably
methanol.
like, so for me,
But
like
it's like-
growing up, like PCM was the jam, like
Yeah.
going home. But once again, like it was just you got a little bit out of control, whatever. So yeah, that's the shit though, like because doing like sliding around corners, although drifting is not taboo in those
Yeah.
events. Sliding around corners, power skidding up straights, and then you get burnout time.
Yeah.
Gold.
Yeah.
That's right. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Fridays you can roll race, like we roll race each other.
Demo's my new favourite.
The demos
That's
is
just
I'd love to roll race, but I just dusted me semi slicks on the.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like demos up the main straight. Like when you know you're the only one on the entire track at Queensland Raceway and everyone's watching you.
So I'm
like,
gonna go
that's
out there and
fucking
say.
insane.
So when I went to
Oh, you did Bathurst.
yeah, so Bathurst sick, yeah, like, but it still wasn't. I've never been on a racetrack. I know it's always been my like goal.
Yeah.
I've never been on a racetrack where like tip in down the straight, like
Yeah.
because I want nothing more than to just like turn it in at stupid speed.
it's
like,
fucking quick.
and
It's
it's like-
fucking sick.
like
Yeah.
even like so power crews, like a few guys like, oh, you may get in the dream team, blah blah blah. I was like, I don't care, I just want to do a fucking
Yeah.
and then like Ryan was like, if you come up, you can go out
Oh,
and fucking
man.
and I'm like,
yeah.
oh, that's like I just want to just drive down a straight at stupid,
Yeah.
and if I put it into the wall, every car's gonna go, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But I was still like, well,
You'd be smiling.
I was going fast.
There's a video of him.
I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby.
There's a video of
Shake
him.
and bake.
There's a video of him we'll show you after this. He went down. He drove. So you start like at this end, and Ryan says like when you go underneath like the banner, you like that's where the crowd is. He's like you can start there. Damo drives down the end past everyone, turns around, comes back, does like a 720, and everyone goes, "Oh, that was like pace." I wasn't there, but the week later, someone contacted me and goes, "That cunt had pace, man." I was like, I've watched the video 6 times. I've fucking like, He was
Feels
like, he was,
fucking
and these
awesome.
two, like,
Like,
Ryan was in the
yeah.
car with him. He was screaming.
I'm already smiling.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen
Yeah.
this video. Like, this is the shit. I fucking love that.
But Ryan
shit,
said to
man.
me,
Like,
Ryan goes to me when I first started like doing the demos for him. He goes, "There's one rule." He's like, "If you hit the grass, it's $100 a meter, and I'm not fucking paying for it." And I was like, "Okay, don't hit the grass." Understood. And then he goes, "If you do like delaminate or like shred a tire, you got to come like the inside of the track and like drive down on the grass." I was like, "Yep, fucking heard it." Like, but yeah, he's like, "Don't go like outside of your ability, but the whole main straight at Queensland Raceway is yours."
oh,
Yeah.
It's
Ryan,
like it's fucking
Ryan,
mental.
I'm coming for you.
Yeah, Ryan, pay me and I'll drive down and pick it up and I'll bring it back.
We can
But,
make it happen.
That's the shit. Like,
dude,
I
it's the
just
best
wanna-
fucking event.
Yeah.
There's roll racing, there's drifting,
It was fucking golf cart racing at
Golf
fucking
cart
10,
racing,
10 p.m.
and then there's like the power.
Hang on. Can hopefully Big Red's watching because
Yes.
golf buggy racing. Come with me, buddy. Inside joke. Anyone that knows.
Yeah. Yeah, Red's at everyone. He fucking loves it. But yeah, it's a sick venue and it's also just
hard. He ended up on the pitch.
yeah, I can imagine. I can see it actually. So I guess final question. If you could skid any car in the scene, previous or currently in the scene, what car would it be and what event would you skid that car at?
Previous or current event.
Any event,
event.
any car.
These are very hard.
I know.
Obviously, like, I'm a massive UC smoke fan.
Everyone says like that. Yeah, dude.
But, Steve, I hope you're watching. Fuck your hat off. Go back to the old, like, carbon. like, full exhaust. Oh,
Yeah,
buddy.
put the party pipes on the back, put the billets on, like, let's fucking
No, but
go.
like I'm gonna go like back a little bit more old school. I reckon like Nutter.
Ooh,
like,
yes.
Bro, and
The
like,
Kiwi
Yes,
Nutter.
fucking Nutter, yes, 100%.
so like that was like the start of
Yes,
like,
yes.
oh man, it just
Fuck, what a good fucking
Yeah.
choice, dude. That's a
Yeah, yeah.
Is
fucking
that George,
good one.
George
so,
Takarovich? Yeah.
so then
But-
what event? Like, where would you skid it?
nah. Actually,
Or like track day, or like, what would you want to do?
this is so hard. I got so many.
We've got, yeah.
Too many choices.
I'm actually gonna say, and valet, Harry Haig, UBC number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I got thrown over the fence with an esky. I was the drunkest motherfucker there as a bloody. I reckon I was 18.
Yeah.
Just.
18 in 1 month.
I still remember that at the time for what we'd seen. Like 10,000 RPM.
Yeah.
Like if it was that, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was. It was just like, wow, what's just happened? It was a top load. Like it was, man, like
Yeah.
it was crazy. It's
Yeah.
just like,
Like blue, like
Yeah.
like elevated everything. Like, yeah.
and like, I don't think he even drove off. He won UBC number 1, but it was just like, at the time, it was like, wow, what just happened?
Yeah.
And I was there. Might have been pretty drunk
Mate.
as a young punter, but yeah, like I go back to that shit because that's
Yeah.
what got
You
me
into it, yeah.
scene and
Yep.
yeah,
What got
Yeah.
you hooked?
yeah,
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, you ask everyone, and I'm sure everyone's like, yeah, you see smoke.
Yeah.
It's like,
and like we're East Coast, like you look West Coast, like you look at like Matty James is like compact.
Like, compact to me, like, so me is like,
Yeah,
number
yeah.
1 in the scene for
Boy.
me is UC Smoke. Number 2 is compact.
Mm.
Like, they're my top 2 favorite cars ever.
like the cars.
Like, compact fucking screams, man.
Yeah.
Like, but it looks gangster as fuck.
Ah.
Like, the whole,
And a genuine
it
good
sits,
dude
like,
too. Like
yeah.
he's cruisy as like, but so Steve, like
yeah,
that's yeah.
yeah.
Obviously, getting to meet some of these dudes, and these are guys I looked up to as a fucking young
Yeah.
punter, and you get to hang out with them and do skids with them.
Yeah. The whole, like, UC Smoke closing out, like, ration ads, like that, like, the best skid, like, ever. Like, I think everyone watches that and goes, can we have the keys and, like, have a crack at, like, that's where everyone's like, what car would you pick, like, what event? Everyone's like, I just want to replicate that. You're like, yeah. Blown big block, screaming its fucking ring gear out. Like, everyone's like, give me the keys to fucking load this car. Like, yeah.
And I'm sorry, like I know we're running out of time, but Gaznat's collie, 2018, somewhere around there. Pete Gramusa in the F truck, FDS F that.
Oh yeah.
He come out with a big block and rev that thing to the fucking moon.
Yeah.
Like in the qualifying skid, it spun the balancer off it, and he fixed it somehow. In the final, I stood there at the bar, just like I've never heard that kind of cubic inches rev to that kind of RPM.
Yeah.
And like,
I'm keen to see the King XA because that's still
Yeah.
I've seen that at Avalon.
Yeah, 702 cubes.
Put a horn on a
like,
jellyfish, boy.
yeah.
Fuck,
we
yes,
we
yes.
were outside and I was like unloading Pinky off the tilt tray like out in the grass out at gate 90
Yeah.
and then he fucking rolls in. I'm like, I'm just gonna turn mine off and just stand here for a while and watch. And then we were like, how big is this fucking pistons? Like, fuck me, like
Yeah,
that thing is like it's
That's what I
that's
like.
insane. Like
I know. I look at it.
that's
like,
insane.
I look at it like I'm fucking coming to a gunfight with a knife. Like
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm still at that fight.
Oh yeah,
And that's all,
100%.
like,
Yeah, and that's where
man,
driving skill comes in. Like, yeah,
But
man.
I don't care about it. Like
Yeah.
I'm here.
yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with dudes
Like,
I never
yeah.
thought
You can hang your hat
be
on the
same
fact-
caliber as.
Yeah, you can hang your hat on the fact like you've made it to the dance. It's
Me-
like, yeah,
Me and my mate built my engine.
yeah,
Like
Well,
it
that- yeah.
owes me fucking next to nothing. Like
Yeah,
like,
100%.
It's
yeah. And that's
to
where,
be here, to be
Yeah.
amongst that crowd. Like to me,
Yeah.
that's everything.
yeah, 100%.
And then you meet the dudes. Even like I'd barely met you guys for a grain of salt before tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But we're
Yeah.
probably gonna after this have a good time.
yeah.
Like,
Fucking oath,
and that's
yeah.
what it's like.
Yeah.
To me, that's what it's about.
And that's what the
So-
whole scene's about. Yeah, like
yeah.
and like that's why when we started this podcast, it's like we wanted to learn like hear stories of people that like no one's got like there's nothing in the scene that gives the ability to portray everyone's story.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's
That's
so many
it.
of us that like you said earlier, like we've all grown up in the scene with like heroes, or like, you know, people that we watch like fucking now get to like compete against these guys. It's like I want to know like what, like, do they think the same shit I think when they're skidding, or do they, you know, are they nervous, or are they fucking like whatever? And then like this is like when we started this, like let's just start getting people's stories, and
The ins and outs.
we're all the same. We're all the same. We all
definitely.
get, like we all get different.
I just,
we all get
I just
slightly
love hearing
but-
different shit, man, from just
Yeah.
all across Australia,
Just
how
about-
people get into it.
Yeah.
Just about being there with
Yeah.
dudes that you look it up to and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, to
Yeah.
me, that's everything.
Yeah.
But meeting, traveling, being places, and I'm so lucky now that we get to travel to events,
Yeah.
and I get to take my young family and my missus and whatever, and it's just like you wouldn't have that experience
Yeah,
otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
that's what. I
And I
said,
couldn't care if I went to fucking Northern Territory
yeah,
and didn't make the finals.
yeah.
I'm in the Northern Territory. We're
Yeah.
swimming. We're swimming when it's winter down in fucking Melbourne. Like, I'm having a shit time. I've just blown up my end. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're
I said that to my
yeah.
wife when we drove from Brizzy. We went out to like Alice Springs, like competed there, and then we're like, right, we'll go to like Uluru, and then we'll go down to like Cooper Pedy, do like Port Augusta, and like come back up. And I said to her, I was like, the burnout scene brought us to Alice Springs, but then it allowed us to see Uluru. And I was like, yeah, at
us
some stage
climb
in our life we may have made it out here, but
Yeah.
like the burnout scene allowed us to get out here for a reason, and then allowed us to go and see Uluru. Like it's taken us to a place in the country that I'm sure by the time we're like 70, hopefully like we traveled the country and like saw these places, but like you may not have. So it's like now we can do it and enjoy it and have fun, and yeah, put the car back on the trailer and keep on going. And whether it's broken or not, you still get to see these, Cooper Pedy, Port Augusta, like all these places. It's like, it's
You'd be in your
fucking- it's
mid-30s
cool.
and you're like, been there, done that.
Yeah,
seen it.
yeah, like you said, like Darwin, like we all want to go to Darwin. Like I've entered.
yeah.
My wife doesn't know yet, but I've entered Gazanats. Sorry, but yeah, sorry.
My fault.
Yeah,
Blame
I'm like,
me.
I don't think she watches, but but I'm like, I want to go to Gazanats, and I entered, and they're like, yep, you're in. I was like,
No, but it
Fuck,
is a holiday and a family holiday all in
Yeah.
one, and that's like to me now with a young family, and that means more than anything. Like,
Yeah.
so you might spend 2 days out the track, and you go up there for a week, and you spend another 4 days with your kids,
Yeah, yeah.
or your missus, whatever. There's so much cool shit to see.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
for me, it's a shit time of weather down home.
yeah,
Down South Victoria.
yeah,
You're up there, you're in good weather, you're swimming, you're going to bloody waterfalls, you're going to it's just
yeah. The whole beach thing at the
Yeah.
end, like when everyone goes on the beach and shit. Like I've seen those
Mindley
videos.
Marcus, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
that
stuff
looks
it.
sick. Yeah, fucking know.
And then there's obviously a lot of untapped opportunities also, like America. There's a few boys over there now.
Yeah.
10 years ago, that was like, I want to go to America. Like, no one's ever done it. They will go wild for Aussie burnouts.
Yeah,
Like, now I'm in a position where you got family and that. I'd still love to go. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I want to go. But had the opportunity to, can't commit so much without knowing a deadline
yeah,
because you've got family and kids
Yeah.
and whatever.
it definitely.
But
yeah.
I see the future coming around pretty quick in terms of they are going to catch up real quick because there's the money to do it over there,
Yeah.
and there's the knowledge, the know-how, the
They
people
make the
to
shit
do
we
it.
use.
So I
Yeah.
genuinely think in the next couple of years we're gonna be like,
Yeah.
Fight
it's
for
gonna
it.
be like, it's battle. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously,
yeah.
at the moment,
it'd be like a
Aussie-
state of origin, but like
Aussies
yeah.
have got them like Aussies have got like fuck you Americans. I love you Donald Trump. Nah.
Yeah,
I
nah,
don't know, fuck,
definitely.
no, but,
yeah,
like
Yeah.
I think in
They
the
are
near
learning
future it's
fast.
gonna be like sprint
Yeah.
cars, like
Yeah.
bloody the
Yeah.
Americans versus Australians, and yes, I'd love
Yeah.
to do that one day.
yeah,
Like, hopefully the right opportunity arises.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, I hope that we're fucking battling on our own shores or whatever. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
100%, man.
Just-
Definitely.
more once again, I love competing against dudes from the West Coast.
Yeah,
Because you form a bond with them.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then, like, I met a couple of dudes from the West Coast, like when I first started out, like Big Italy, Stevie, Pagey, like them dudes. And now we're like fucking brothers. Like,
Yeah.
something pops up on Marketplace over there. Hey, bro, send this my way. And they're saying, like, but you travel over there. You've got a house to stay. Like,
Yeah.
And that's the bond that this shit forms.
Yeah.
And that's why I hope the politics and, like, I love prize monies and stuff like that. It makes everyone excited, but I hope it doesn't take away from, hey, I met you tonight, and if you're ever down my way, you can come stay at my house.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm ever, that's the shit that I love.
Yeah.
That's what I love about what we've created
100%.
in terms of a sport.
Yeah.
In
Fucking
terms of
very,
what we do. Like,
very well fucking put too. Like, very well put.
We just had some
100%.
WA guys stay over for a couple of months, man. They just did a big tour of all the East Coast shit that had never been over this side, and
did Mackay, did like all that sort of shit up north.
North East Coast.
North East Coast.
I'll patrol the 12 Apostles, alright? Anyone wants to tour the 12 Apostles, Harley Tours, $115 a day.
Friday to Sundays.
I don't even have a fucking Harley. Like, no.
Yeah, but it is very well put, and like, definitely. Like, you form those bonds. It's like, same thing for you. Like, you come up to Fridays, you've got fucking probably 6 houses to pick from where you want to stay. Like, you'll have more than enough people to fucking put you up, and 100%. Like,
and
it's the same.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, you have those one meeting, like meetups with dudes, and you just get on, and then you got that bond.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
and you don't lose it. Like, it's
mate. Like, I've got mates in every state of this country, New Zealand, Tassie, but just through doing what we're doing. And that's the shit that I love. What we do. And that's why I wouldn't change what we do. And that's what I hope. As much as I love money coming in the sport, sponsorship coming in the sport,
take fun away.
Prize money's coming in the sport. I don't want that to take away from. Hey,
what made it great in the first
we
place?
could be grouse mates. I don't want us to be competitors that we hate each other. Like,
You don't want the 50 grand prize money. Sometimes to get in between. Like,
95% of the dudes in the scene, it's not going to be a problem. Like,
definitely.
You know.
But there are. There would be a couple that'd be like, well, I'm here to fucking win 50K, not be your best mate. It's like, well, but we are best mates outside. It's like, well, hang on, we're about to compete. It's like,
where this weekend, 50 grand on the fucking line.
Like, it's a lot of money.
A lot of money. Like, dudes work half a year for that shit.
Exactly. And now it's like, if it's between me and you, I'm like, well, fuck you, I want to win it. It's like, then that starts like divide.
And there's probably dudes that they won't bring their car out until it's go time.
I
respect that.
You're
here to do a job. But
I'll be fat lapping the fuck out of mine.
I was going to say, like, I am using every bit of methanol I have. I mean, the Bowser has from now till then. And
if I break it between now and then on Skid Row,
and what happens, happens. Like, what happens, happens. It's meant to be. Like,
I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I'll wait till 12 p.m. fucking Friday. I'm like, nah, Skid Row tomorrow when it opens. I'm going to the servo. Filling the fucking tank of methanol, and I'm lining up the Skid Row. We're going to bang Top Gear down the fucking thing.
Tomorrow, as soon as it opens, see us all there.
100%.
I got some testing to do.
When does it open? 10?
I can't cruise. I can't cruise till 10.
I'm
so,
too G'd up then.
I'll feel
Can't
up.
cruise to 10.
I got the fucking yellow sticker. It's 10 till 7.
I'm sorry, Simon Hats, but he can cruise whenever he wants.
He got the purple one.
I'll do what I want. I'm fucking pinky. Nah.
Hollywood.
Well,
when they stop you,
that's it.
Sorry,
that's
I'm going back to camp.
I'll go back to I'll
just getting fuel.
Sorry, I'll probably drag this on.
Nah, this has been
a good yarn.
This has been, in your word, this has been fucking grouse.
It's probably the best one we've done so far.
I haven't even scratched the surface or something of shit that I was going to stir up now.
We'll get you on for a part 2.
Fucking 100%. When you come to Queensland, we'll get you back on for sure.
Yes.
But no, this has been sick, man. Like, definitely, like, we appreciate your time. We're definitely glad we got you on at the start of Summer Nats instead of, like, to come down on the Sunday. Like, you're like, oh, fuck it, I don't want to be on it. But no, it's been fucking sick. All like best of luck for the weekend, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna be on that grass hill pumping slushies, fucking screaming. I'm definitely going to scream and be like, give him the fucking trophy.
Paint it sunburst and fucking red.
Yeah, painted sunburst and black.
Sunburst and brick the cunt.
Yeah.
Nah,
But yeah, all the best of luck for the weekend, man.
and honestly, like, I've never been one for fucking podcasts and shit like that, but like, you hit me up a little while ago, like, such a natural environment. And cheers, guys. Like, I love being able to tell the stories.
Yeah.
And
We appreciate
like
it.
I said, there's so many that we could just fucking
Yeah.
yarn on about for ages.
Yeah, if anyone's keen on a 6-hour potty, we'll do one.
no.
We'll have a couple of cartons of VB. We'll
Everyone's had
fucking-
enough of me
Shit.
20 minutes in, so no.
But yeah, no, we
This
definitely
has been
appreciate it,
fucking
man.
great,
Like,
man.
yeah,
Fucking oath. Appreciate it.
Yeah, telling your story and like, yeah, being available to just give us your time and like, yeah, it's fucking been good, man. We definitely appreciate it. So
Thank you very much, guys.
thank
No
you.
worries,
And, yeah,
man.
at home, thanks for watching and yeah, definitely
Hope,
cheer on
hopefully
Matty.
watching.
Yeah. Hopefully
Hope
he's still
tuned
listening.
out.
around.
Yeah. Nah, cheer on Matty if you see him around. Yeah, buy his merch. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're selling your merch on.
To me, that's not a big thing. It's
Well,
just
yeah, okay.
like, because it's more like people
Give it to-
ask,
yeah,
hey, have
okay.
you got some? Hey,
But
watch
yeah.
out on my page every now and then. I'll like,
You'll have a look.
yeah.
Yeah.
If
There
you
you
want
go.
some, let me know. I'll
Yeah.
get it in.
Send me a
Yeah,
message.
or hit us up and we can fucking
Yeah.
we'll reach out.
Ryan will
Yeah.
sort it out.
Yeah.
Bloke 202
Ryan.
on Facebook. Send him a message.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
Well,
send
yeah.
it straight to Ryan at Churchton.
Just cut the middleman out.
Yeah. Like, thank you, Ryan. Well, yeah, thanks for watching and yeah, we'll see you fucking on the next one.
Legends.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Cheers, guys.
Mad.
Thank you.
Cheers.